Hi everyone, this is Tom with the Green Dot Group. I'm back with another tool commercial. In this episode, I want to share with you briefly the importance of establishing ground rules for your project team meetings and ground rules that maybe have broad application to all meetings within your organization. So ground rules, they are a set of guidelines that are facilitated by a facilitator when a project team initially comes together, and it's a brainstorming activity that allows each individual team member to suggest to the group guidelines for how that group should work together. So these ideas, they are written on post-it notes. The individual who contributes the ideas will report that out individually to the group, seek feedback for it, and if it is accepted, it's going to be listed on the team ground rules. So some of the things that you're going to see on there is regards to technologies, pretty common one. So you'll see guidelines on if you have a laptop, let's store that or stow that until the breaks. If you have an important phone call, sometimes you're going to see a ground rule in regards to taking that phone call out the hallway. You're going to see ground rules around participation and things in that regard. So it creates an environment where the whole team feels that they have described and contributed to what good participation is going to look like. So these aren't just created once, put up on the wall, and then forgotten about. These are revisited throughout the entire meeting to allow the team to calibrate and hold each other accountable to the agreed upon rules. So for me, one of the things I really like with the ground rules reflects one of the things that is used in daycares. So my wife and I were raising pretty young children, and at the start of the day, those kids, they all start in the middle of their rainbow chart. And throughout the day, as they demonstrate good behavior, they are moved up on the chart, and as they demonstrate behaviors that are inconsistent with expectations, it'll be moved down on the chart. So I like to, with the ground rules, kind of start the team out in the middle of a large flip chart with everything kind of at zero, and then periodically, maybe after breaks or during key conversations of the meeting, I'll revisit it and I'll just ask everyone kind of item by item by item, how do you think we're doing in regards to this ground rule? And if they, give me feedback that we're doing a pretty good job of sticking with that ground rule, we'll go ahead and move it up. But sometimes they'll give us feedback that maybe we haven't been doing a good job in regards to complying with that guideline that we'd set for ourselves. In that case, we'll move it down, and that gives the entire room this visual cue that they need to be more mindful of that ground rule that they've created and try to uphold it in their conversations and in their behaviors. So it's a great tool. I've seen it help to create an environment where people feel safe to stick with maybe something that is uncomfortable and to see conflict as part of the creative process. So if you're bringing teams together and you don't have ground rules in place, I'd encourage you to start and get these things posted and just learn as you go. I think it'll go a long way. So thanks for tuning in to this episode. Have a great day.